So welcome one here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. Well, I'm Peter Drury, and I'm joined in the commentary box by the familiar figure of Jim Beglin.
Hello, Peter, and hello to everyone watching. For me, it's a real thrill to be here.
Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So it's down to business here.
Patrick Vieira is a man of many qualities. The leadership has to be top of the pile.
Yeah, he's not just a destroyer, is he? He is the enforcer.
True, there's so much more to his game. Quite comfortable in driving the team forward, and he can make those marauding runs from box to box.
And here's Hullet. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Verdonk. Dix. It says. High. And Rizal. Arhan. Thuram cannot be beaten that easily. Now it's Yamal. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. He's had it taken off him.
Hullet really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Couldn't squeeze it through. Spain do have a chance to counter here.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
He is through. He's had a shot! Goal! Spain! And it's Spain who take the lead. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Indonesia are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. Brilliantly cut out. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. And here's Yamal. Great vision. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. Kambuaya. Indonesia are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, balls over the top, long diagonals, that's the plan. Rizal. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Can he get on the end of this?
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. David Villa. David Villa unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. High. Kambuaya. High. This looks promising. Shoots! It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. Nicely weighted ball.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
It says. High. Desai cuts it out.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Well, that pass isn't the best. The less said about that pass, the better. It says. Dix. And they win it back again. Tries to pass it through. Nedved in acres of space out wide. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Spain looking to go into the break, 1-0 up. Looking to play him in.
It was indecision all round. They have to do a bit better than that.
Seedorf has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted. Nesta. Gullit, who does have an assist to his name. And here's Yamal. He's shifting through the gears here. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Vieira. Yamal has found the net here, of course. Now it's Villa. Verdonk.
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
The ball is loose and the chase is on. Oh, that's an excellent interception. It's a searching pass. Desai cuts out the pass. Seedorf. Now it's Villa. That's going wide left. And that brings the first half to a close. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. How's the first half compared with your expectation?
Okay, they got hit with that one sucker punch, but I don't think there was much wrong with their overall approach. I think the boss needs to give his team a lift during the break, and they should still be quite buoyant.
Spain looking solid, if not too much more at half-time. It's 1-0. We get things going again. Spain leading courtesy of the game's only goal. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Dix. Some intricate passing, looking to... chance to shoot! It's run loose, who's going to get there? Space for him to turn and look. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Now it's Villa. Now it's Nedved. He's found a way through. Rizal scooting forward. Short changes him with that pass. Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
High. Spain just about have their noses in front. It is the slenderest of leads. Closing in on goal. He tries a shot! Oh, that is rather wayward. It's a smartly directed ball. Nedved picks it up out wide. Oh, nice touch. And it's Gullit. Nedved under intense pressure.
Yeah, and if they're going to try and stop him in this fashion, Peter...
Oh, he's taken it. Thuram crosses it in here.
There's much frustration as to the lack of a touch to finish that off.
Verdonk. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
They're ahead, but they're not playing as if they are. There seems to be a more of an emphasis on protecting their lead than adding to it. It's all gone a little timid.
Strauch. Arhan. Hilgers. Verdonk. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Good defending there. They've slammed the door in the faces of the opposition. Knocks it into space. Rizal has an approach to the game which is pretty much shoot on sight. Nice looking ball.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
This is a really front-footed approach.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
Oh, that's a key interception. Nicely shaped ball. And he's heaved it away. It's gone for a throw-in.
Se va a realizar un cambio de jugadores.
Spain perhaps wondering what the best time is for their next substitution. That's a cute ball. Desai kept his eye on it, and he's there.
Indonesia really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
He's got away. And that is out and behind. It's a good block. Spain with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. He's trying his best to keep it... Oh, that is asking for trouble! Griezmann! Can he spark a counter here? Cambuaya. Spread out to the left. And Rizal. Spain leading here by this still precarious 1-0 margin. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Now that looks a decent ball. And the through ball. And it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
He made it look a bit predictable.
That's a promising position. Oh, that's a fine challenge. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be.
Cambio de jugadores.
And this is Ibrahimovic. Look at the space here. Nedved! Oh, That wasn't the worst effort in the world.
I don't think anyone's really surprised that he's tried that, Peter. He's certainly confident in smacking one from range.
Corner number 2 then. That has been knocked clear.
Spain nearly finished it off there, but now it's a case of waiting for the whistle.
Ibrahimovic. Griezmann. And the shot! It's a goal! 2 to the good, and they are purring. Absolutely purring.
Oh, he did so well to hold his run and stay on side, Peter. That was really clever.
So is that the decisive goal? Not much in the way of time remaining.
Well, that's a really bitter blow. I think it's going to be very hard for them to find the character to respond from that.
That's a lovely, neat pass. The referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. And so they have the outcome they desire. A dose of reality and quality, absolute togetherness, and the job is done. Well, what are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
I think we just saw a team winning by playing to their strengths. There was a clear picture of what they set out to do, and the players were determined to deliver it, and they did.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury, and it's a pleasure to be alongside Jim Beglin.
Cheers, Peter. It's a privilege to be here. It really is.
And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So we're very much on the way now. So let us enjoy the company here of one of Indonesian football's principal pioneers, Jim.
A cracking player, Peter, who showed amazing leadership as well as all the qualities of a terrific winger.
Atep Rizal, akin to royalty. Rizal knocks it into space. He's having a shot!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Turan and Jamal. High.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
39. Oh, easy pickings there. Oh, it's Nedved. It's a pretty loose pass. Very early stages, Jim, but anything up to now that's of note?
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now, still trying to have a good look at one another.
That's an imaginative pass. That's gone all the way through to the keeper.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
It says. This is a promising build-up. Driving on and making good progress. Spain yet to have an attempt on goal. 39. Indonesia are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, balls over the top, long diagonals, that's the plan. Jamal, a player so deservedly decorated with praise and glory. And that is a little undercooked. And that pass isn't the best. Has a look and plays it forward. He's found shot at goal! It's hit the upright. And it's Hullet. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. No, that's been intercepted. Rizal. Rizal going face-to-face with his great rival. 39. High. Well, that's a clever-looking ball. And he's taking no chances there. Neither of these two want to come off second best.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
David Villa producing a good steal there, showing a good level of alertness. Hullet goes for a shot! Goal! Spain! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
En el minuto 33, el dorsal 9.
The first breakthrough.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to be cautious for now.
Seedorf has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Yamal will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Spain are one up and looking surprisingly comfortable. Oh, good take and a good area. David Villa! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Villa actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Spain with the corner, they're first. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. And now a sudden chance. That could spell trouble. Dodonk. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. 1-0 the score. Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Strauch. Time and again they are repelled. So a temporary halt to the action. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break. What do you think we're up to after 45 minutes?
Well, I'm a little bit worried for them and the way they've looked in transitions, Peter. They've been a bit exposed, so they might be only one down, but they can't afford to have any more sloppy moments. Concede another and we know it's an awful long way back.
Spain with the game's only breakthrough. It's 1-0.
Se va a realizar un cambio de jugadores.
So we're underway for the second half.
Well, my advice would be to keep at it. If you're doing well, keep it going.
Can he latch on to this? Keeper's dealt with that. David Villa.
This is the time you need that pace.
Not the most accurate pass. Rizal is someone with real dynamite in his boots. Ferdinand. And Rizal. Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
And that pass just didn't quite work.
Well, it's not the best when it comes to decision-making. OK, initially he probably was afforded the space to hold on to it, but the longer he did that, the more he was going to be swamped.
Searching pass, he's played that. Real chance! And yes, it's there! They have done it! They have their equaliser!
Well, you have to credit the desire there. These boys knew they were in a battle, and they did exactly what was needed to get back into it. That's going to make the boss just a little happy now.
A momentary lapse, mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Oh, that was beautifully done. They were ready to pounce, and they were clinical when the opportunity presented itself.
Indonesia restore parity.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Thuram cuts out the pass. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he? Spain really just need to be careful for the next 10 minutes or so, deal with the pressure and come again. Well, he had to bide his time a bit there, Peter. Needed more targets to aim at in the box.
Now, can they get him away? Arhan. Nice sequence of passes, this. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Indonesia appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the
Oh, he's been caught napping! Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Nicely shaped ball. Oh, that's well spotted. Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. Oret Manguan. Looking for the run. That is ended up in no man's land. Ferdinand. Desai. Rizal. Rizal. He's had a shot! Now, who's going to be first to this? Yamal needing to deal with defending that's more up close and personal.
Yeah, and if they're going to try and stop him in this fashion, Peter, they're going to really test the referee's patience from here.
It's crossed into the middle. That has been knocked clear. Great chance! Another one of football's and how moments.
Oh, unlucky. There's the urgency they need, and it nearly brought them a goal.
It's their second corner of the game. And he's gone looking for safety.
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
Takes a shot! Goal! Spain! And they get themselves in front! They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
Welcome to the reality of modern football, Peter. You get pressed from the front and you have no time on the ball whatsoever. You can't afford to switch off for a moment.
Spain have their lead.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
Pass somewhat off target. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Goes down, but nothing given.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Oh, that's a key interception. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. And here's Donatoni. Griezmann. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Couldn't squeeze it through. That has not gone well. Spain, moments now away from seeing this one out. And he's forced to go back. Cambuaya. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Now it's Nedved. That has been cut short. Rizal. Board shows there will be 3 extra minutes. Rizal. And that interception was... And that is that. Spain can finally smile now. They have held on in a difficult watch for both sets of fans. A truly emotional roller coaster, that. The end of the game. Reflections?
Well, Peter, this was probably more slugfest than a game of football, but I actually found it very enjoyable. A game that was constantly on the edge as both sides went full pelt trying to win this. A throwback to games gone by.
Well, thanks to Jim alongside. Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury, and seated in the experts' hot seat is our man Jim Beglin.
Hi, Peter. It's great to be here.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So we're up and running. So let us enjoy the company here of one of Indonesian football's principal pioneers, Jim.
A cracking player, Peter, who showed amazing leadership as well as all the qualities of a terrific winger.
Atep Rizal, akin to royalty. It's a pretty loose pass. Strauch. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Verdonk. Tries to cross. Cross deflected over the goal line for a corner. Indonesia with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. That has earned a reprieve for the time being. Spain have the chance to go the other way. And he's managed to get free. Yamal! It's loose now and they want to get it back.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
Looks to the other side. So, Jim, what has caught your eye in these early exchanges?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Nedved, and it's made its way to him. Kambuaya. And Rizal. High. Quarter of an hour played. Hullet. If you have just joined us, well, you've missed no goals.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Ixes. Can he get on the end of this? And he's intervened well there. Vieira.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
That is ended up in no man's land. Hullet. Oh, nicely intercepted. High. Nedved.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Might be danger here. And the ball's come loose here. He is just caressing the ball. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. David Villa receives it in a good position here. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Picks out brilliantly. And this is Nedved. Defending of the desperate variety. Strauch. Walsh. Kambuaya. Is there any support? Real chance! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Strauch clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Ball's played through. Yamal looking to receive it in space. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Now it's Villa. Nedved. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Goes for a shot! Oh, he's given that plenty, but no.
Well, there wasn't too much wrong with his effort. He needs to get on the ball again and give it another crack. I would.
Well, we expected better, and so did he. Well, a goal here just before half-time could mean a great deal. David Villa.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
No, not quite on the same wavelength. Leicester gets over and intercepts. Now that's well seen too. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Walsh. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Well, that pass isn't the best. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Vieira. Looking for the run.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
And a header! It's bounced back off the... Oh, that's close, and that will be the last of it. It's half-time. Well, it was a half of could-haves and should-haves, but as the whistle blows, we remain where we started. Plenty for both managers to mull over here. The midway point of the game.
Spain certainly have plenty of positives to take from that first half, especially the way they were able to turn it on in the last few minutes. I can see them coming out with more menace, more meaningfulness after the break, as momentum is definitely with them now.
Well, it's been a half that hasn't lacked suspense or intrigue. It's only lacked goals. 0-0 at the break. And we're already back up and running after half-time.
Spain are probably feeling relatively good about themselves, so I don't think the manager has seen anything to change in his half-time team talk.
Rizal aims beyond the defence. He might be in here, and the shot! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
It's their second corner of the game. Vieira gets it away. Great defending, strong and determined. Seedorf.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Romani knocks it into space. Looking tidy in possession here. Shot, decent chance! Glorious! He's got himself an absolute peach. It is the pick-me-up they all longed for.
Stroke really played that return ball to perfection there, Peter. He knew the exchange was on and he put it on a plate for his teammate. That was just gorgeous.
So the first moment of real significance.
Well, it looks like a bit of half-time encouragement was all that was needed, because we have a very different game on our hands now, Peter.
Indonesia are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan. Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
Tries to pass it through. Cedric, what are you thinking?
We've not seen much from this team as a whole, Peter. OK, that's largely due to the way their opponents have approached it, but they can up their game considerably, and I mean considerably.
He's having a pop! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
And he's quick to return it. Delivers the ball. Nedved, never out of the action for very long. Thuram. Yamal looking to shake off some unwanted attention.
Yeah, and they've got to be careful, Peter, that they don't allow their attempt to snuff out the threat now to turn into indiscipline.
Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Looking to play him in. Now it's crossed into the middle. He's had a shot! Wide, but only just.
Well, I think the defence are breathing a big sigh of relief here. He really spanked that and it wasn't far away at all.
So changes afoot here, and from both sides. Into the last quarter of an hour. That's a throw.
Jugadores.
Verdonk. It's a promising position. That looks a good cross. Schmeichel deals with that nice and simple.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
Now it's Diaz. Donatoni crosses it in.
There's much frustration as to the lack of a touch to finish that off.
And the counter is on. That is good alertness. And this is Ibrahimovic. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. Donatoni. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Well, that's been cut out, well played. And now the breakaway. Threads one in. Rizal receives it in a wide position. This looks promising. Vieira gives no quarter whatsoever. No unnecessary risks, and the game is petering out here. Caresses it through, and he's made sure that's not getting through. And that is well cleared.
Indonesia nearly finished it off there, but now it's a case of waiting for the whistle.
He's felt that, hasn't he? Griezmann looking for options for movement. And they win it back again. Added time going up here, it's 3 minutes. And it's Griezmann. Now it's Donatoni. They're urgent. And a chance! Now, who's going to be first to this? That's the end. So in the end, one goal did it. An exciting encounter where both sides produced a genuine effort to go on and win it, but neither was able to add to the scoreline in the end. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
Spain really were made to rue their ineptitude, if I can put it like that.
So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here, a clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. This is Peter Drury, and I'm happy to inform you that Jim Beglin has joined me to offer his expertise.
Thanks, Peter. Hello, everybody. Ready to see what unfolds in this one now.
Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. So things are underway. So let us enjoy the company here of one of Indonesian football's principal pioneers, Jim.
A cracking player, Peter, who showed amazing leadership as well as all the qualities of a terrific winger.
Atep Rizal, akin to royalty. Now, can they get him away? Gullit, and he's got away from it, takes a shot! Stroke. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Gullit. Now this could be a chance. He is through here. He's having a shot! Rizal. 39. And there's green grass ahead of him. That is a brilliant interception. And they've got rid. Hilgers. But it has been just one side doing all of the early probing.
Yeah, they've been livelier and hungrier and looked the more likely to register first.
It's a really well-measured ball. Now, has he got the beating of his marker here? A mixture of good defending and indecisive passing. No progress. Great chance! It's in! The first significant strike. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Indonesia are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
So the first moment of real significance.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
Verdonk. Rizal. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. That was good pressing, forced the error to put an end to it before things could get even more threatening. Marcelo cuts out the pass.
Spain are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Rizal will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Ledjed. And it's Gullit. And here's Yamal. Oh, red, nice interception.
Indonesia really look like a team that's set up to absorb pressure. They don't mind being on the back foot.
But with something up their sleeve.
Yeah, they clearly feel they can hit hard on the counter-attack thanks to their pacey options.
"30 minutes gone. Arhan. Rizal. Great defending, strong and determined. Desai. He's a sharp little ball here. Not where it came from. And he thumps it clear. Arhan. And that's an errant pass. Thuram. Yamal, a player who needs no introduction. Oh, nicely intercepted.
Spain truly have no need to panic. They can reassess at half-time.
Verdonk tries to pass it through.
Rumini really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
And the referee has shown him a yellow card. Oh no, he's got that wrong. Struck. Verdonk. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Goes for a shot! And that's a sharp finish! Spain are all square! That is so good, such sharp skills, and such a delicious finish.
Yeah, he gets top marks for that finish. I honestly thought his odds weren't that good.
Looking at a different game now.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter. When you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing, the outcome should all come down to finishing.
Oh, well played, well played. Aimed beyond the defence. Hilgers. Oh, that pass isn't the best. That looks a decent ball. He doesn't look too happy with that.
I think that was probably what the opposition wanted him to do, Peter. They're not going to be overly worried if he's shooting from that sort of distance.
That's the end of the first 45. So it's all square. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. What do you think we're up to after 45 minutes?
Well, I don't think either side will have too much to complain about or worry about, Peter. 1-1 is a fair reflection of the game so far, so it'll be fascinating to see how both teams go about trying to establish a little more control in this second half.
So, all square at half-time, each side matching the other blow for blow at the break. And hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half.
Spain have been the team that have had the lion's share of possession and chances. OK, they haven't got much to show for it, but I think it's a case of keep going and eventually you'll get your break. Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Yamal. Rizal is a player who barely needs an invitation to shoot. High. Played out wide. That's a little off target. Hullet does have his name on the score sheet, of course. David Villa. Hullet. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Rizal. Verdonk. Strauch. Nice-looking ball. Oh, that's an excellent interception. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
And the through ball. He's found the way through. It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. And he's quick to get rid. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Ambitious ball here. Can he latch on to this? Thuram gets across to intercept that. Probing pass. And now the breakaway. That's good vision. Oh no, that was never going to make it. Knocks it into space. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Strauch. He's looking wide. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Looking for the run, and it's made its way to him. Good ball, good take. And the shot! And the keeper couldn't hold it. And it's in! And they get themselves in front! And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
That's smart play from him, actually, Peter. That goal was all about positioning. He knew instinctively where to be should the keeper have gotten a little jittery.
So we have movement on both benches. Indonesia leading now. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Schneider plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Spain still have the cards to affect this game. Well, that pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. Arhan, almost 75 minutes on the clock now. Seedorf, and it's Schneider. Ibrahimovic is onto this. It's Ibrahimovic! And needless to say, that deserved better.
He did well there, held his run enough to ensure he didn't stray offside.
And he's quick to snatch it back.
Spain really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Nedved. Can he get on the end of this? In by Ibrahim. Terrific effort! And that could come back to haunt them.
Well, you'd really expect him to hit the target from there.
Cambio de jugadores en España. El dorsal 11, el dorsal 6, Seedorf. Serán sustituidos por el dorsal 18, el dorsal 22.
We expected better, and so did he.
Cambio de jugadores.
The final moments of a game that has been pretty compelling overall.
Yeah, it's not looking good, Peter. Never say never, though.
Passing is crisp and sharp. That's a good ball out wide. Now, what about this cross? Oh, well, that is not a great touch.
Pity that, because it had a decent chance of progressing.
Griezmann being watched hawkishly here.
Yeah, and if they're going to try and stop him in this fashion, Peter, they're going to really test the referee's patience from here.
And there's his chance to lead the counter. He's in plenty of space here. Space for him to turn and look. And it's played into the middle. Desai clears it away.
This usually is the time teams go into conservation mode.
And this is Griezmann. Oh, that's a foul in a dangerous area. Yellow or red? It is red. And it looks like he's picked up a bit of a knock from that challenge. Well, Jim, I suppose that was the only possible outcome in the circumstances.
Well, I suppose the other choice, Peter, would have been to let your opponent score, so he had no other option.
Very little time to go, and they have a free kick in a really promising area. He's had a crack. Cleared away. And he's in on goal. He's got away. Oh, good climb! Firm header, just off target.
That's a great attempt, although he clearly feels he should have done better with it.
Played into space. That has been cut short.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. And that is it. The referee has seen enough. Well, this was a game they could so easily have won on another day, but alas, that wasn't to be, and they go down by the odd goal. Well, what are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
Well, in all honesty, Peter, this would have been seen as a very winnable game, but it turned into a typical case of how not to maximise your home advantage. And I think when you look back on it, Peter, the crowd played its part, there's no doubt about that. They got a bit down on their team, you know, early in the game, and it just went downhill from there.
And with that, it's time for me to thank Jim Beglin and to wish you a very good evening. Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and it's my chance to say that it is an absolute delight to have Jim Beglin beside me.
Hello, Peter, and hello to everyone watching. For me, it's a real thrill to be here.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So we're very much on the way now.
Villa really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
That's very disappointing, it has to be said. So let us enjoy the company here of one of Indonesian football's principal pioneers, Jim.
A cracking player, Peter, who showed amazing leadership as well as all the...
He's shooting! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Well, the defence proved infallible then. But that won't be the last they'll see of him. 39. Now it's Nedved. Very early stages, Jim, but anything up to now that's of note?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
And we have our very first corner. Oh, great leap! Harmlessly behind. Vieira gathers from the goal kick. Caught offside that time. First quarter of an hour gone. Lovely bit of skill. Can he get it through? Seedorf. Still goalless.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Aimed beyond the defence. Verdon. Now he's got space here, and he was quick to react. What a throw in. Swings in a towering header, and it's come back out to him. And it's a goal! Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Well, you might think I'm being a bit harsh, Peter, but I just can't help the feeling that the keeper should have done a better job. Full stop.
So the first moment of real significance.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
Tries to crash through the challenge, but no. Rizal did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Brilliantly cut out. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. It's a searching pass. Well, that pass isn't the best. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Nice control. He is through here. Opts to play it back. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Desai gets across to intercept that. That has ended up in no man's land. Oh, terrible pass. Tries to play it through. He might be in here.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
Vieira is one of those players who's known for reading the game better than anyone. Nicely weighted ball. Oh, what a ball! Now the ball in. Thuram clears it away. And he's only too happy to take that back. David Villa. David Villa gets on his bike and on the move. He's got plenty of space out wide here. He has found a way through. Oh, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Takes a shot! Well, now it's a race for the ball.
The keeper was likely to need his best there, and he found it.
Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
Goes looking wide, and he's quick to return it. That is a brilliant interception. Seedorf. Quick look at his watch, and the referee whistles for half-time. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff. Spain go in at half-time with a game to chase.
Well, obviously things are not good, Peter. It seems the team were just a bit too busy playing within themselves, too tentative. They have to improve and make it fast.
So that was the first half, and we will be back with the second half shortly.
Cambio de jugadores en España. El dorsal 15, Villa, será sustituido por...
So right back into the action.
Spain really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Oh, that's really good play on the right. He's driving forward. Spain different to some extent this half. Details of the changes to come soon.
Well, I'm assuming that this is going to end up as a tactical change, Peter.
Now it's Ibrahimovic. Nedved. Pull it. And he shoots! And a neat finish. Spain are all square. The movement so precise. The finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
El dorsal 9.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter. When you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing, the outcome should all come down to finishing.
Desai. And it's Seedorf. Vieira is the team's great visionary. Strauch. And the pass is intercepted. And he's going to be disappointed with that. It says.
Well, I'm hoping for a nice open second half now. It's there to be won.
Oh, well played, well sorted out. Seedorf.
It's the sort of situation they'll want to capitalise on now.
Oh, that's a key interception. Kambuaya. Spread out to the left. Ibrahimovic being hounded, manhandled at times.
Yeah, and what they've got to realise, Peter, is that they won't get away with excessive force for long, so they're running a fine line now.
Passes short and sharp. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
And this is Ibrahimovic. Spain perhaps contemplating their next change here. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Strauch. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Cambuaya. Now, can he finish? Goal! And they get themselves in front! There was no getting to that, no getting to it at all. Expertly done.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
Indonesia have their lead. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Seedorf. And here's Hullet. And Hullet!
Spain really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
This is a really front-footed approach.
They just need to...
And Seedorf! Nearly, but not quite.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a bit disappointed with that, Peter. You would have fancied him to at least hit the target.
Just about up to 75 minutes. No, not quite on the same wavelength. Seedorf conjures time and space where few can. And it's Ibrahimovic.
Spain really are showing all the necessary urgency, but it's potency they need.
Spread it left. Nedved getting forward. Ferdinand. Strauch looking to add to his goal. That's been slipped through. Oh, no joy this time. Not the most accurate pass. Pass somewhat off target. Now it's Yamal. That's been cut out, well played. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
He made it look a bit predictable.
That pass has been well intercepted. Spain now in a position of desperate urgency.
Yeah, it's not looking good, Peter. Never say never, though.
Oh, shooting chance! It's in! And right near the end, we have parity. As simple as you like, the outcome utterly inevitable.
Yeah, it's simply tragic defending when a renowned finisher is ignored. It's how he built his reputation.
Back to parity, and there's barely any time left.
Credit where it's due. This is great attitude. Now, the only question is whether there's enough in the tank to grab another.
Cambio de jugadores en España. El dorsal 9, el dorsal 13, el dorsal 11, el dorsal 6.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
El dorsal 7, Snyder, el dorsal 21. Griezmann. El dorsal 18.
2 minutes to be added on.
Gerard.
Take
Se va a
back.
llevar a cabo el
Bout of
cambio
passing
de
here,
jugadores.
really
Habrá
easy on the
2
eye.
minutos de descuento.
Gerard.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good
Added
from him.
time is up, and there goes the whistle. Decent game of football, that. Intense, intriguing, and both sides, as it turns out, unable to be separated. How would you summarise what we've seen today then, Jim?
Spain can always take more positives from a result like this. Yes, there is some tidying up to do, but some real promise too.
So thank you very much, Jim, for joining me. That brings us to the end of our coverage. So from us both, a very good evening.